there! Today I wanted to share some fun tips and ways that you can get toddlers to help you around the house. So I'm trying to get them to be capable, able-bodied individuals who know how to do things, and be helpful. I really feel like around age 2.5, all of my children have started asking me if they can help me and have wanted to help out doing some small tasks here and there. So here are some clever ways. All of these things have been things I picked up from the years from other people, and they have been things that have worked for me. So maybe they will work for you too, hopefully. That's the goal. All right, one tip is taking spray bottles, filling them with water, and then inviting your child to clean with you and giving them their very own spray bottle. You could write their name on it, and then giving them a rag and asking them to go around spot cleaning any areas where they see dirt or anything maybe spilled on the floor. My two boys think it is so much fun. Sometimes I can't even get them to stop doing it. I want them to go move on to the next task or play or something else, and they just love being able to spray water everywhere. They're so young right now that I just keep it to water and not any true cleaning supplies. This is something that I have found keeps them occupied. It's pretty safe, they can't really get injured, and it also keeps my house a little bit cleaner. Can I do a better job at cleaning my floors than my toddlers and their water spray bottles? Of course. But this is a way to, it does help clean up a few spots. It keeps them engaged while you can go and do more deep cleaning around the house, and they have a lot of fun. Oh, the reason that I don't put actual cleaning products is because knowing them, they will spray each other or maybe use too much of it. So I just wanted to keep it super simple and safe and more something fun to just get them in the habit of cleaning. I think it's also a great confidence booster because they feel like they're contributing to the cleanliness of your home. So that's pretty cool. The next thing is more just kind of cute and fun. I don't know how we realize this, but if you happen to have just one of those basic Swiffers, if you take out the pole and remove, I think there's just one maybe metal pole in the center and make it smaller, it is the perfect size. And my boys, since they could walk, just think that that is the greatest thing in the world, to walk around with that little Swiffer, and it's just fun for them to do, again, and building their confidence. You could put maybe a rag or something underneath so they could actually be cleaning a little bit. Another tip I have on including your children in your cleaning is to simplify your toys. I think sometimes little ones can get overwhelmed by the amount of toys that they have, and so they shut down because it's very hard to organize all these different pieces and parts, putting them properly in all these baskets. I just have limited myself to one large basket. So when we clean up, everything just goes into that basket. They don't have to sort, they don't have to change things. I really can't make it any simpler for them. And sometimes they do, say, oh, do I have to clean all this stuff? But usually they will do it with enthusiasm. We'll try to make it fun, keeping it light. You don't want them to get burned out on cleaning, keeping it really simple for them. Even with my oldest daughter, I just remember she had so many things, toys, clothes, books, stuffed animal, all kinds of stuff. And I would say, clean your room. And she would sometimes just melt down crying, and she just felt so overwhelmed by it. It would just cause her so much anxiety and stress, and I didn't know what to do. I'm thinking, like, gosh, her room is terribly messy, all this stuff. Then I realized there was just too much stuff in there for a little girl to manage. And after we pulled a lot of that stuff out, got rid of it, donated it, whatever it was, she kept that thing spick and span. It really, it's great. And so even with my boys, their bedrooms, I find it really important to have a nice, clean sleep environment. So for my family, and again, what works for my family might not work for yours, I really believe that you are the mother designed specifically for your own children, so you know what they need and don't need. But I would not feel bad if you do have to minimize. I know that was a really big hang up of mine. I was worried that I would be depriving my children if I limited their toys a little bit more, but no, it really enhanced all of our lives. And so, but in the bedrooms for my family, not a right or wrong thing. It's just what I do, and it's helped me. We don't have toys in the bedroom. We just have books that usually they'll read at nighttime, or if they get up in the morning, they can read it. And then it's very simple. It's just their beds, and then a dresser and their alarm clock, nightlight type of thing. So it's really, really easy to clean their room. There's no stress with it, and when they go to bed at night, they have a nice clean space to sleep in. I wrote a list, so that's why I'm looking down here. Oh, another thing is if your child is in the phase of being potty trained, I know this is a common technique, but having them clean up their accidents has helped take more responsibility for if they do have, an accident going to the bathroom. But also if your child spills something or they're messy in their high chair, things like that, to just say like, oh no, we made a mess. Why don't you help me clean it up? And they might not be, perfect in cleaning it up, but at least just wiping it down so they understand that there's a consequence for their messiness, and that accountability there can be a good thing. Another idea, I think I mentioned this in another video, but letting your child help you transfer laundry over to the next, from the washer to the dryer, or even throw it into the washer, take it out of the dryer. Of course it goes a little more slowly if you're having them help you as opposed to if you were doing it yourself. But it keeps them occupied, entertained, helps them see the process of what it takes to clean a piece of clothing, and it's just something that can engage them and have them feel really happy that they could be able to help in some way. Again, when both my boys were about 2, 2.5, they really loved doing the dishes. They would take their stool that we have in their bathroom vanity, and they would bring it out and just try to start doing the dishes, which would be fine, except they were breakable and I didn't really want them doing it. But if you are doing the dishes, perhaps you could have your child set up with something unbreakable, maybe some plastic dishes or something that they could even just get soapy water and pour it into the other bowl, and they can play for so long doing stuff like that. And at the end of the day, if it's just water, maybe some soapy water, it's a pretty easy mess to clean up. Baking as well, cooking, any way that they can help. My boys received a little child's like an apron for Christmas last year, and it came with a chef's hat. And so whenever we are cooking or baking or doing something and we need them to be occupied, we put them in their little baking outfits, give them a whisk. They really feel like they're helping. I think through the course of this video you can slowly see it getting darker and darker outside. Okay, a couple more things. Oh, so the next idea that I have for you is using some sort of chore chart. And if your child is too young to read, making something up, you could use Canva or any similar program, and having an image instead of the word symbolizing what you want them to do. So maybe a little bed if you want them to make their bed. I even took the exact not sippy cup, but it's like a cup with a straw that my boys had, and then I grabbed the picture from Google, minimized it super small, and that was what I was trying to say, I think, for like clear your plate, because they always have their water cups around. But even using, the actual item, a photo of it, so they can see what it is, can be helpful, because they can go and look at their chart and say, oh, I have to do this, this, this. This is all part of my morning routine. It helps them to be on more of a structure schedule. They have so much fun, at least my boys do, checking it off. I got those little plastic folder things from the dollar store, and then I was able to put the sheets in with all the tasks that I want to have them do, and they love checking it off with an Expo marker. It goes really well. By the way, quick tip, if they take the Expo marker and get it on the wall or a book or something, a little bit of rubbing alcohol takes it right off. Learned that the hard way. I'm losing daylight here, but I really want to finish this video. So one thing that I heard somebody say at one point is sometimes if children are misbehaving, it can be that they feel like they're not getting enough attention. And you think, well, I love my child so much. I'm always, telling this child that I love them and all this stuff. But I have found that mine tend to be more whiny if I haven't engaged with them in an activity. It can be so easy to want to go on our phones and hang out with them, or just want them to do an activity and we do something separate. But a lot of times I found for me one of the most powerful things has been reading a small, simple book to my toddlers before I want to go do something on my own in the other room. For example, I'll say like, hey, let's read this book. I'll snuggle up, they'll sit on my lap, sit around me, next to me, whatever it is, and I'll read a book or two. And then I'll say, okay, time to play, and then in a little while we'll have lunch. And they are so much more well behaved, even just after that little bit of time I spent reading. And I think it can be so easy to want to go, get our stuff done. I want to get the laundry done. I want to get some household tasks done. I want to do something on my computer. I want to work on this, work on that project. And, but if we slow down a little, engage in that way, it can give us that extra time where they're not as whiny, not as, trying to ask us as many questions. It still can happen, but I have found that it does alleviate that a little bit. So I hope these tips are things that you find helpful. I would love to hear any tips and tricks like these that you have down below. So God bless you and your families, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Bye.